Okay, so today we're really diving deep. We're going all the way to India to explore this organization called Prime Point Foundation.
Right.
And they've been around for 25 years.
Wow.
And they're celebrating their 25th anniversary this year.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, so they've done some really incredible stuff in India.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear more about it.
So Prime Point Foundation, it's interesting because they're involved in so many different things.
Okay.
But one of their big focuses is communication. And they really see communication as this kind of underlying key to success in so many areas.
Makes sense.
So whether we're talking about, politics or business or even just personal relationships, communication is essential.
Absolutely.
And they really try to kind of like highlight that and bring that to the forefront.
I see.
So
it's not just about like one specific area. It's kind of like the through line through all these different things that they do.
Exactly.
Got it.
And the organization itself, PPF, as I think we'll call it, was founded, get this, December 1999 by this guy, K. Srinivasan, who actually goes by Prime Point Srinivasan.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Which I have to say, like, how could you not love that?
It's very on brand, very forward thinking.
It's very on brand.
Yeah.
And it seems like the organization really took that to heart too.
How so?
Because they're all about making a lasting impact. And one of the things that I found so fascinating when I was reading about them was that they were really early adopters of digital media.
Oh, okay. In what way?
So they have this digital magazine called Presence, and it launched in 2006.
Wow, that's early.
Which, back then, digital magazines weren't really like a thing,
Not the way they are now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
they were ahead of the curve there.
They were so ahead of the curve. And in fact, it was the idea for Presence was actually suggested to Prime Point Srinivasan by former Indian President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who was a big proponent of what they call positive journalism.
Okay.
So they launched Presence with this idea of promoting positive journalism.
Interesting.
Which is really about focusing on solutions and showcasing inspiring people and stories.
So it's not just about, happy news. It's about actually like digging into solutions to problems.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
And, fostering a more constructive dialogue, I think, in general.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And get this. They've published over 200 editions of Presence.
Wow, that's commitment.
I know. So clearly, this is something that they're very passionate about.
Yeah, clearly.
They really put a lot of, effort into it.
Well, and for 200 editions, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah?
And to make it a little easier for people, because who can read 200 issues of a magazine?
Right.
They've compiled it into a collector's digest.
Oh, cool.
Which is a condensed downloadable version.
That's awesome.
Which I think is really great. Just the idea of we don't want to overwhelm you.
Right. Yeah.
But we want to give you the good stuff.
Right.
And that's available for free, by the way, if you want to check it out on their website.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, we'll make sure to link that in the show notes.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so Presence, positive journalism.
Yes.
200 issues. That's very impressive.
Very impressive.
So what else have they done? Because you said they do a lot of different things.
They do a lot of different things, but one of the things that they're most well known for in India is their Sansad Ratna Awards.
Sansad Ratna Awards.
Oh.
Tell me more. What is that?
For anyone who's not familiar with how things work in India, Sansad is their parliament.
Okay.
So think of the Sansad Ratna Awards as the best of awards for Indian parliamentarians.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So they were launched in 2010, and they're actually the only civil society awards in the entire world that are dedicated to recognizing outstanding parliamentarians.
Oh, it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal, and the first ceremony was inaugurated by, guess who?
Oh, let me guess.
Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Of course, he was so forward-thinking.
He was everywhere. He was doing everything.
Amazing.
But yeah, so the awards themselves are divided into 3 categories.
Okay.
So you have the
most prestigious or how are they? What are the different categories?
Yeah, so the first one is the annual Sansad Ratna Award.
Okay.
Which is if you think of it like the Parliamentary Olympics, this is winning the gold medal.
Okay, I like that. I like that analogy.
Okay, yeah.
So every year they choose the best of the best.
The best of the best.
And then
that year.
Okay, cool. Right. And then you have the Sansad Maharatna Award, which is given every 5 years.
Okay.
And that recognizes consistent high-level performance.
Got it.
Throughout an entire Lok Sabha term.
And the Lok Sabha, just for our listeners, is the lower house of India's parliament.
Yes. So kind of like their equivalent of the House of Representatives here in the U.S.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. So every 5 years for consistent performance.
Yes, so that one's a little
tougher to get.
Harder to get.
Yeah.
Because you have to be consistently good.
Right, exactly.
For a longer period of time.
Yeah, it's not just a one-hit wonder.
Right.
You got to keep it up.
Exactly. And then the third category is the Sansad Utkrishta Maharatna Award.
Okay, that's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
All right, break that down for me.
So this one's interesting.
Okay.
Because it's only given to people who've already earned a Sansad Maharatna.
Okay.
But then they managed to maintain that same level of, like, incredible performance.
Wow.
For another term.
So it's like the best of the best of the best.
It's like the super superlative.
Wow. So it's like they get into the Hall of Fame, and then they're like, the MVP of the Hall of Famers.
Yeah, exactly. And they've actually only given out...
So have they given any of those out yet, or is it too soon?
They've given out over 125 awards in total.
Wow.
Over 14 ceremonies. The most recent one was actually in February of this year.
Oh, wow.
2024.
So they're keeping it up?
They're keeping it up. And
it's fantastic.
You know, it seems like it's having an impact because even Prime Minister Modi has actually, like, praised the awards and the work that they're doing.
That's amazing. So they've gotten recognition from, you know, all the way at the top of the Indian government.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Which I think is really cool, and it speaks to, you know, the impact that this one organization can have.
Absolutely. And it makes me want to learn more about,
yes,
you know, because this is obviously just one facet of what they do.
Right, exactly. They have a lot of other initiatives.
Okay, well, let's dive into those then.
Yeah, let's dive into some of their other initiatives because they're doing a lot of really incredible stuff.
Okay, I'm ready.
To empower people and to really just, you know, make India a better place. So beyond the awards, and we were talking about this a little bit before, about their work with student loan debt.
Right.
Because this is a huge issue in India.
Yeah, it's a huge issue everywhere.
It's a huge issue everywhere.
Especially in India, it seems like.
Yes, and they actually have a whole task force dedicated to this. It's called the Education Loan Task Force.
Okay.
Or ELTF.
ELTF, got it.
So, you know, they're doing things like helping students navigate the system.
So like advocacy, helping people who are already in debt kind of manage it?
Yeah, they've actually resolved over 5,000 complaints.
Wow, that's amazing. 5,000 complaints. That's incredible.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
But then they're also like looking at the bigger picture and advocating for policy changes.
Oh, fantastic. So it's not just like a Band-Aid. They're trying to fix the system.
Exactly.
Okay. Very cool. I like that.
To make it fairer.
That's fantastic.
For students.
Good for them.
Because it's a huge burden and it's something that, you know.
It can really hold people back.
It can really hold people back from, you know, achieving their full potential.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So that's fantastic that they're doing that, the ELTF.
Yes. So then another initiative, which I think is so cool, is their Next Gen Political Leaders Program.
Okay.
Or NGPL.
NGPL. I see what they did there with all the acronyms.
Right.
Very cool.
But, you know, I think it speaks to this idea that they're not just focused on the here and now.
Right.
They're also thinking about the future.
Thinking long term.
And how can we empower?
Yeah, get them while they're young.
Right.
Exactly. Instill these values early on.
And these are the people who are going to be leading India, you know, in the years to come.
Yeah.
So through this program, they're providing mentorship, workshops, networking opportunities.
It's like a whole support system for young people who want to get into politics.
Yeah, for young political hopefuls, which I think is just so amazing because...
Yeah, because a lot of times, you know, politics is seen as this like kind of like old boys club. And it's like, you need to know somebody to get in.
Right.
And so the fact that they're doing this is fantastic.
Because it's like you're saying, we see you, we see your potential, and we want to help you, you know, hone those skills.
Absolutely.
So then they also have the Digital Journalists Association of India.
Okay.
Or DJAI.
DJI. Okay, keep going with these acronyms. I love it.
So this kind of ties back to presence and that whole digital media, positive journalism aspect.
Got it. So are they specifically, I mean, is this like an offshoot of the magazine or is this a separate?
It's a separate thing, but I think it all kind of comes back to this idea of like responsible and ethical communication.
Okay, got it. And they're providing resources for journalists to...
Yes. So they have workshops, seminars, for, both people who are just starting out in journalism and for seasoned journalists.
Oh, wow.
Just to kind of help them navigate. It's a professional development.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
The ever-evolving world of digital journalism.
Yeah, because that's changing every single day, right?
Right. Exactly.
So it's important to keep up with the latest trends and best practices.
Yes. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is just that they also publish free ebooks.
Oh, wow.
On all sorts of topics.
So are these are they related to the things that we've been talking about, or are they?
A lot of them are, yeah.
Okay.
So, for example, they have a book on the juvenile justice system in India that was written by Priyadarshini Rahul.
Okay.
And it's available for free on their website.
Fantastic.
As a download. So it's just, I think, another example of how they're really trying to
make information accessible.
Empower people with knowledge, and, create a more informed citizenry.
Absolutely. And, it's one thing to provide resources for people who can pay for them, but to make it free and accessible to everybody, that's
really walking the walk.
It's walking the walk. It's really amazing, to think about everything that Prime Point Foundation has accomplished.
Yeah, in 25 years.
In 25 years.
It's impressive.
It really is. And what I find so remarkable is how they've managed to connect all these different areas.
Right.
Because you think about positive journalism, and then you think about,
student loans,
political leadership.
Right. It's all connected, though, in a way.
It is. I mean, they see that connection. And I think that's what makes them so effective.
Because if you can't get a handle on your student loans, how are you going to go and run for office?
Exactly. And how are you going to, be an informed citizen if you're not reading positive journalism?
It all kind of works together.
It all works together.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I find their story really inspiring.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's a good reminder
that anybody can make a difference.
Anybody can make a difference.
Right.
You don't have to be,
you don't have to be a politician or a billionaire or a celebrity.
Right.
You can make a difference.
You can make a difference.
In your community.
In your own way.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's a really powerful message, So
what do you think, if there's one thing that our listeners could take away from Prime Point Foundation's story?
I think it would be to look around your own community and see where you can make a difference.
What's your prime point, so to speak?
Your prime point. Exactly.
What are you passionate about, and how can you use that to make things better for other people?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So until next time,
keep diving
deep
into those important topics.